morning and welcome to another thought for the day at the start of a new week. I've been reading this morning Psalm 24, and in Psalm 24 the psalmist asks the question, who can ascend the hill of the Lord? Who can stand in his holy place? The one who has clean hands and a pure heart. And this whole kind of image about the hill of the Lord, who can ascend the hill of the Lord, is talking about, who can go up to the mountain where eventually the temple is going to be built, the holy place of God, who can go into the presence of God. And the psalmist answers the question by saying it's the one who has clean hands and a pure heart. Now, clean hands is this kind of metaphor for what you do. Your hands are often, symbolic of what you do, the work of your hands, the things that you physically do. So, the one who has done things which are right, who hasn't done things that are wrong or evil, and a one who has a clean heart. So your heart is that sense, your motivation, the essence of who you are, that is clean as well. Now, the challenge for all of us as we think about that, about standing in the presence of God, is that if I look at my life, I think, well, there are certainly things that I've done that aren't very clean. And there's certainly motivations that I've had in my heart that are not clean as well. So does that disqualify me from standing in the presence of God, from ascending the hill of the Lord? But of course we believe that because of what Jesus has done, we can stand in the presence of God. We can ascend the hill of the Lord because he has cleaned our hearts and cleaned our hands. And actually the psalm goes on to say at the end, open up, you gates, be lifted up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. And it is as we open up our hearts, as we open the doors of our hearts to the coming of the King of glory, that we find that our hands and our hearts are cleaned up by his presence, and then we can stand in the presence of God more ably. And so the challenge for us today, as we think about how today we can come into the presence of God in worship, how we can come into the presence of God in prayer, how we can exist and live our day within the presence of God, is not about living by a certain set of rules that can purify us, not by engaging with a religion that can purify us, but by opening up the doors of our hearts, lifting up the ancient doors of our hearts, that the King of glory may come in. And so my prayer for you today is that as you go about the day, there might be opportunities where you can consciously think, how can I open up my heart that the King of glory may come in? And that you may pray that prayer, Lord, I open my heart to you. I open the doors of my heart to you. Please would you come in and give me a clean heart and clean hands, that I might know your presence. And as you pray that prayer, may you tangibly know his presence with you throughout this day. So I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow, but in the meantime, God bless you.